morning and welcome to Mercy TV. Today, now our usual program where they can to una every Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. When I say it to Mercy. Say it to Mercy TV. Me now una presenter, Sia and Isakol. We will go for a short break. Where we come back, we will go inside the program.
And until your altar comes alive, you have no gospel for your generation.
Your season, my season, and our season of shining is now. God has said it. It is settled. Get ready. Revival is here. Sierra Leone is in for a transformational experience. And now it's Sierra Leone Apostolic Invasion. Bring it to town. One of God's general over time, Apostle Michael Oropo from Nigeria.
Everyone in God's kingdom is a priest. It says, see how by a mighty hand I took you on eagle's wings. If you will hear my voice and hearken to my covenant, it said, then I will make you a kingdom of priests.
Apostle Michael Oropo from Nigeria, a man anointed to divide the word of truth, will be in town from Tuesday, November 15 to Thursday, November 17, 2022 at the Zion Praise Tabernacle Hill Station, Butterbango, back of Lincoln University. Theme: Arise, Shine, Isaiah 60 verse 1. There's going to be morning session Wednesday and Thursday, 9:30 a.m. and evening session Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. For reservation or more information, telephone us through the following numbers: 088-998-326 or 078-852-433. Yes, it's gonna be a moment of great awakening. Impartation, destinies will gain speed, visions will be birthed, fresh fire rekindled. Don't be left out. This is your opportunity to tap into this grace. It's Sierra Leone Apostolic Invasion with Apostle Michael Oropo from Nigeria, and all this will be happening from Tuesday, November 15 to Thursday, November 17, 2022, right at the Zion Praise Tabernacle Hill Station, Buttermango, back of Lincoln University. Come and be expected. The season of revival is here.
Welcome back to Say It to Mercy. As I be saying, Say It to Mercy in the current affairs program, where they can to una every Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Where with me today inside Say It to Mercy, I get Claude Atere Robert. We're in now the head of newsroom inside Mercy TV. Claude Atere Robert, tell fam good morning.
Good morning, listeners and viewers. Welcome to Say It to Mercy TV. Yeah.
Well, my other guest today inside the program, your name na Martin Alisise, in a sport reporter inside Mercy TV. Martin, tell family I do.
Hello listeners, good morning and welcome to Mercy TV.
Well, family, them today, I wonder we can discuss about the festive season and also the upcoming election. As we approach the festive season and the upcoming election where they around the corner, I want to can talk how Sierra Leoneans say how we get for comport we safe inside the festive season where just a close and the upcoming election. Well, I will turn to me guest when I Claude Atere Robert, let it rub more small inside the festive season and the coming up election.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Cole. Listen, a very fine topic. The topic able let me tell Silenians them ahead of waiting we don't decide ahead of the festive season and ahead of the election. How Silenians therefore abide to rules and regulations and then comport themselves well for let the society stay at peace. Well, to be candid, the festive season they're very close, just next door, but certain things and the way they happen inside the country where they prompt we for tell people and say they can be very, very careful during the festive season. Very careful because we get all kind of criminal acts the way they take place in the country now. We're not too good for a society. Every day we get something new for listening to about criminal acts the way people go about it inside this country. We hear they kill people there unlawfully, we hear kidnap, we hear drug issue, we hear so many things. And the girl child and the women, they're more vulnerable for meet some of them problems there. So waiting we have been plan for a peaceful festive season and a peaceful election to come, we need for comport ourselves with the rules and regulation. Then we personal comportment for ourselves, how they behave in a society, how they relate with other people. Then we will be very, very careful, because recently there is so many things. Kidnapping. The other day, we heard somebody then kidnapped one 6-year-old boy, a little boy from Waterloo. We then go look later on, the boy lost. We then look later on and see dead body inside the rest bag entirely. That's all not good for the society. We see pictures about people that way take push as their own pleasure. We see how waiting they happen with them. Some man waiting at middle road, waiting up there for almost 30 minutes, just lost. He lost. Some man go sit down, don't take a push. He lost totally entirely. Some man they even go astray, not even know power. Let's people like whole land, and that's not good for our society. We use them today, now the leaders of tomorrow. But if they don't begin such comportments today, we will not reach close yet even to the election or to the festive season. Waiting will be the time for this festive season and for this election. Imagine during festive season, people therefore come from different areas of the world, can enjoy Christmas and Salon. Then can they meet people there in that kind of situation, that kind of status? Believe you me, the message they will send out, it will be very, very negative, and it will be good for Sierra Leone. So my advice is that close to the festive season, let we know, people them, let we know when we go out and when we come back home. Because most of the incidents then they happen maybe odd hours, where you say maybe from 7, 8 upwards. They see people them, the criminals then they set during that time because they're not say dark, they can swing into any dark place and then commit the act they want to commit. When you go inside taxi, when you go inside keke, when you take a bike, especially the ladies, especially girls them, you have to be very, very careful how they engage with the driver or with the rider and see how genuine the person is before you take you along. For me, I can look at different drivers and they look at them very good and riders. And I see some bikers, especially they go, I know they go and they tell you, please say, I'm and move. Because you look, your presentation alone don't tell me, say, this person is not a professional worker. You see how he wear his back they drive, or this way where he does have to consistently down in waist, all in boxer in a door, maybe go clean by your bike. No, that late for outside they go. I don't mind. When they say, how they can say stuff, miss call better pass miss phone. Before me turn to the news, at least let me go for the news. Yeah, I see some riders, so these they not look ethical, they're not even clean. So you go jump and then kind people in their motor car or their keke or their bike. Really, you risk it at a very high percentage. So you have to be very careful how you choose your movement. Person will meet you and know you very well. And this time now people that will know one another and then they use for sell out people them. Somebody will know you very well, you go, yeah, I can't knock now you do much at 10, 11 or 12. Can't knock now you do much. Come, Nami major. But I come, I need something, you open, as you open, and then the major way the things say, in the person, now different person they enter the house, attack on all, take all the way to that armed robbery. Now another pace way on the set image now that this country a lot. And people they complain about these things every day. This don't push you for no call on the authorities that when necessary. The Sierra Leone police, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, then forget special night patrol, evening patrol and night patrol, if not day patrol. Every area, some area then they were in a no-go area. So that area then the police for able look how they do that community policing, how they do people them that security, community security way. People in the area go able to secure the area, even if the forces are not there around. They give the past information whenever they say something we're not correct. So this is the way we organize ourselves as we meet the festive season and towards the election. For now we get a peaceful festive season, we enjoy them as we used to enjoy them, and then we'll get a peaceful, free and fair election. If not, some of these difficulties then go tender some negative act way. Me and you not go able to see them tomorrow or next tomorrow. Oh. So Mrs. Cole, let me stop here for now.
Okay, family, I hear the advice here. See one say, we for be very vigilant. Then he also encouraged the police to patrol. Then they will patrol during the night time because at the time distance if man and kiwai. The other thing I've been getting for notice back. One lady be they explain say where they go inside the keke, I mean get plastic bag there. So somebody be there inside the keke where instead now a passenger. But when in earlier, night tell the person to let help him. The person night tell and says let help him with him bag. So the black bag where he gam, the other person they don't. The moment when the lady they enter, they don't interchange the bag. So when the girl go sit down now. Remember say inside that black plastic there and then he put in phone. He say okay well my phone not take allow will make call. When he put her now, not tell me about this. Pastor again for ask the next passenger will be sit down with. Say what happen? This plastic what you give me not to me you begin make like I for say now mistake. So we the woman then I looking like for anger, we end back now we shoulder. So we get for be vigilant. We for really be vigilant. If you not say you're gonna turn for go do you shopping, go with somebody else. We go able for help you with your luggage there, not go you one. Because it's if man and now they get all kind strategy. Forget wetin they want because you might not go run and you go facing a help that they render to you, which of course no, na for thief you. So now we'll go with our sports reporter Martin Alice say let's say focus much small on this festive season where they come and the upcoming elections. Martin.
Family Muna, good morning, welcome again. This is a very nice and great topic of discussions as we approach this festive season. It's not a season we are in. As a Sierra Leoneans, then we're supposed to put our heads them up and pray because we country they facing a trial times. In as much as we facing election next year, we need a lot for put hands and prayers up to God and see what God can do for we rather than we involve in things then we're not good for we as a nation. Because if the government they create the enable environment for we, for make sure say we engage in different things that we for able to acquire skills where you for go learn rather than you sitting outside there they create some kind of mayhem we not good to the layman out there. So a rather bad for with the harm we comping human beings rather than helping each and every one of us. So I call on every Sierra Leoneans, especially the youth man them out there, because when you take a look at the impact of this push right now in the lives of the Sierra Leoneans, a very, very deplorable, a very, very concern, and are so happy with regards to the campaign we go on right now from different stakeholders and right across the country with regards to the intake of this push or another drugs them also with a rampart, and that also don't diverse the minds of the youth man out there. So I believe for say if the government, since this government are a listening government, when they don't create this enabling environment and make sure say youth man then get different platforms there where they go then exhibit them skills them rather than engage in things that we could destroy their mental health, we not good for we. So I want to applaud the government and also they plead on the youth man them out there as we approach the festive season. We now day inside November, we approach December. This is now a time for let we reflect. We way back, reflect on what don't happen as a nation. We reflect on what happened when Sierra Leone get 11 years civil senseless war in this country. We know what happened. We know the lives they were then lost. We know. So I appeal to every youth man out there. I appeal to also the people them with out there because maybe they for say now all the people and they bring in the drugs and they into this country. And I appeal to the government also for put stiff moralities in place, checks on the borders, then close borders, then make sure them drop, then you proper check up so that at least we will know things them with the come in and things them with the goes out. Because then drugs down in the bring out, rather than you blaming the youth man, we blame them yes because then they consume. And what about the people them will they bring them in? So then also they get a lot of things for play into this country. Then they help things as well for go. Because if we talk about how to empower youth man and government, they make sure they go different sets of programs, then initiatives, then they come up seminars, then they where in government they engage ins and out. Also, then they teach youth man them how to elevate their mindset, how to change. Rather than then drugs, they also they come into the country, with they appeal to them different sets of people, and will they bring them drugs, and make sure say then bring let them make sure say them bring cutlass for how we go farm. Rather than them bring them drugs they also into this country, we not go yield a very good food for youth man them as that they destroy their future. So I appeal to we people and the big one them out there, let them make sure say them bring tools. Agriculture we for all out so and I believe for say if them bring on them tools then they really youth man them out there, we ready for take up the ventures and make sure say we empower ourselves by right at least that now we obligatory now we right. It's not that majority of them happy out there taking some of these things. It goes into different sections of them, get to them, some of them, and will tell you say, now job no day. So we appeal to government, let them make sure say they increase the enable environment. Also, the youth man and some of we want for work. Some of youth man them out there, they're not happy with their current state out in there. So me they appeal to every youth out there. Let we make sure say we stay focused. Let we concentrate on the different things them when I positive things how for empower ourselves and move ourselves rather than we take a drop where they harm ourselves and it lead to different states. We don't see so many people. Some man don't take they don't die. Some man don't take a mental state don't change. We that not even good as a nation. and this na festive season and they abroad, we get different sets of people when they come into the country, and then people and the one thing they can see and they report. You never know the type of person we go to very close to you. Maybe na a reporter, they report for Al Jazeera. Maybe na an organization they can report. Maybe you can do research. So it come why they school because see how you find engage in it. And they send a very bad signal, a very bad message to Sierra Leoneans and outside there. So me they appeal to every youth man the way they out there, that we make sure say we empower we say, that we concentrate on what we they do, that we refrain from violence, that we not take things on we own. So Mrs. Cole, I'll stop here for us.
Okay, the advice say this kush business, governments really get for put modalities them in place. You know, really fine for we youth man there. Even the one that will not pass youth age self, who they expect much from, then self they pan the steer so. Be big man there. Then save the panistia. If Papa they take kush, what did the pikin go do? What did he go do? When are you for live by example? I so surprised when I see videos them, big man them. Where that them for the guide the young one and then save the panistia. It really asks the government really need for put modalities in place. Major, I want to rub more back on this kush business because right now I the order of the day.
Yes.
You go on the internet so you go see and it's very bad for the image of this nation.
Yeah.
How then they go able to encourage investor because if they come doing business, we expecting that youth man that they want to deal with them, then see they can't see with youth man of today. Look the kind of life where they live. Major, why do you rub more small pants?
Yes, Mrs. Cole, that's a very good one. But I want support. I want to the line with Martin Ali, where they talk about how the kush they enter the country. Because you have to start from the source. If you get any problem or you see anything where it be a problem for the nation, we need to take them from the source, from the root. How kush they come to this country, or na chemists they will get inside this country where they put the chemicals together and supply the masses for help to kill them. So that particular area, the government for look very fast, very smart into that area, the borders them. And again, this water key, we couldn't have the second key. Now an open port, which I put in the car inside. So if you see things that enter this country, either by Wataki, Lunge Airport, or you call Balamoya, or Genema border, because we're like Guinea, they'll get Lunge Airport and Wataki. So these four areas, them one area must they push the pass enter inside. Now they will for start. But again, the police force now a very good force way. We believe say they get strategies, they get system where they will put in place for them to get proper communication about how these things then they come. The only fear is that some of them involved. This time we go for call things by their names. Some of these big guys are involved in this drug deal. And then good thing we get for motivate the officers them by something they were wrong within them where they bulk up they're not satisfied. Over 6 months ago, 6 months now, the police did not get rise. Can you imagine the security force where they talk about security, state security? They don't supply their rice for about past 6 months. And IG Fire Celu, now your duty for no make sure say they give a company where responsible for distribute rice to the police. They're a responsible company. Now CTC with the supply rice to the Sierra police. I think they pull the contract now CTC to their hand. Then put on a VIP trading company that they do it now for the past 6 months. They're not supposed to supply rest to police officers. They let them be satisfied with the job what they do. But yes, still nothing. If they find out say the company where they don't give for supply rest to the people, to the police, they're not okay. When I go back to CTC, I want to find a proper and better company where we will supply rest to the police. So the police where they not go grumble say they don't get all the entitled where they're supposed to get how for go do security work. And now them get this work here, this work for drug. Now security then get them. Me I don't see me company man, the drug I want to go for go arrest them for go turn over, although I'm right. But something else will come inside there will be a problem. Tomorrow. The police not go there in place for help solve that problem there. So before we the citizens then they take into action for say we go able to solve this problem by ourselves. Believe me, the police get a lot for do. Now they know the borders them, now they know which are the officers them there. Then they forget credible officers them, responsible one them. We able to tell you say this particular load was so I'm not satisfied, I want to see inside. But when it comes to another thing you think about, they get so much of compromise when they do. Sometimes the person will carry the drug, you get a lot of money for the owner. Some man prefer the money, let the drug go. But when you let the drug go, at the end of the day, we all they see on social media, what's happening in the country. So two things. One, the police get to be satisfied for their doing job. And then when the government don't satisfy the police for doing their job, then the police got to do the job professionally. Not like some officers they see in the same habit, like where they are as citizens. Simple rules and regulation. People are not going to be able to understand. The law is there, but now the police they reinforce this law. How do you reinforce this law? You look at the source of the problem. Whose side is push they pass? Whose side them go and they pull up? You get the dealer them. The dealer will show you side the buyer. The person who have the buyer to instead go show you side pull up. You now go tell you get the end of it. Then you know say well this particular drug we don't reach to where that the source whose side they pass for Canada. So the best way for the Diana for block. It's difficult, but if the police ready for do that, they can do it. They can do it. They forget the manpower. They forget the physical support and the financial support for them to do that. But I tell you, the small mayhem and discrepancies where they within the police force, especially when it comes to waiting they eat, the young and to months, the rest. Now 6 months they go so. Police officers in the grumble every day. We go to police headquarters, we see them, we meet on the street, we see the everything and they grumble, then they will supply the rest for 6 months. Whether not the company will go give the rest supply quota for the supply the police, they're not correct, or maybe some other people that they within the police where they play games. But the IG get for come and fire sale you get for come on board and know exactly what are the reason we make certain police officers then they behave the kind they behave and one, although they dismiss some, yes that's good, but yet still one know the source of kush and other drugs the way they come inside this country. We ain't got pampers will not say they come begin and get for wear pampers even they wear pampers. So then they go difficult to stop. But kush, nobody use kush, not to the young boys and the young girls. And that these people that we need as the working force. The working force, we talk about the working force in any country, not the youth. Now make Japan they call now let the family and the born rapid because the working force now so old part and if you go back into the history you see Japan they look for young people and now let them born quick so they will come and start for work. So let them get a young and energetic working force. We get them, and then the one they will get now, the whole attention on to push. Who that bring this push? God only knows. But the police came to tell me that. So they look forward to the police for do a very great job, not only for the festive season, but also for the coming election. Because we look for Usai who will enjoy the festive season, go on a beach, go on a club, go relax, like family house, peaceful one. And you can come out in the area at any time of the day and go back home. But mind you, now if you want to come out, now your family also where they want alone, you want to come inside and God reach, you want left here at 11 o'clock, how much o'clock you go reach God reach, you think about all that. The people that know, nobody to trust. The drivers, the keke riders, the bike riders, there's nobody to trust, unless God help you along the way. So again, let not forget for the pray. You get strong belief and get strong faith in God. Whenever they do something, if you get the help of God with you, believe you me, the enemy will come. But something they will go overcome them and then you will go free. Yeah? So we'll continue no more for the pay attention. Pay attention to what you do, pay attention to side they go, pay attention to side they come out. Because the situation is out of control right now. Drug don't make certain people and they do things where they not even plan to since they're born there. But when they don't take 1, 2, 3 drug, they don't find themselves more energetic, more strength. They don't get like able to do anything. Able to do anything. Again, we call on the police force. The police force, like a force for good. We want to see that good day. Let them portray that good day. Let me clap for them. Yeah? And this is good.
Yes, sir.
I think I will stop now for me.
Okay, sir. Family Unadoyeri from Major C1, Lord Atere Robert. Say they call on the police. Let them go step up the game and try for cushion this kush business. Now we try for get whose side this kush they come out the source. Whose side this kush they come out. Then from there now, we were able for minimize that because not a one grand day job. You get for take time before we able for combat all this kush business in this country. So we they ask Papa government and the police for let them go try for we. The youth said that they perish because they're not perishing and because I man they take a ibutu. When they tell them back say pump, he begin pump. Hey, in the common sense, you not go do that. But when you don't take drugs, you do certain things where even when you sober self, then tell yourself for do, you not go do it. So we really, the government really get for try done the home back. Parents send back, we get for the talk to we picking about the drugs. These drugs is not good for we. Tell them about the advantage because of the advantage na imboku. When you take care, you explain to you picking say drugs is not good. Mindful of no anybody will influence you say because it they destroy you. Your future, everything about you, it they destroy. Family will go for a short break. We'll come, we will continue more inside the program.
There's only one place where you are always welcome, where you will always be part of the family, and you can always expect to find a helping hand. There's only one place where you will find a reliable partner for all your financial needs, and your funds will always be safe. It's only at Rokel Commercial Bank, because Rokel is more than a bank.
Well, this is your bank, a bank that is resplendent with splendor. It characterizes greatness, and it has a history that is deeply rooted in banking in Sierra Leone. Over 100 years, this bank has been around, initially as Barclays Bank, and now as Rokel Commercial Bank, your bank.
That's why our impact in the community is second to none. That's why we are expanding our branches to give you world-class service everywhere you go.
We've expanded as far as Kailaun, Wilkinson Road, Fabi College, Uberforce, and look out for us very soon. We're going to go to the north. We're going to go as far as Kwendu very soon.
When you look at our corporate online services, our SMS text banking, and of course our Syncopo Plus, which cannot be rivaled by any.
That's why we are rolling out state-of-the-art digital systems to better serve you. And that's why you will always be our #1 concern.
By so doing, you have a bank that is going to be a modern bank to you, a bank that's going to be a credible bank to you, a bank that's going to make you feel like you're part of a banking family.
Visit any of our branches countrywide and join the winning family today. Welcome to Rokel Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
Famble, welcome back. You still the watch Say It to Mercy TV on Mercy Television. Me now una presenter here and Mr. Cole. We still inside the program. Right now, while we go into the education aspect, we see the picking them wastes the worst. There are so many passes, and now they all want to go university and colleges there. And the amount to want go and waiting the colleges and the university get not going to go for accommodate them all. So now we want to look at the challenges when them pick here the face, and also the colleges there and university. I will go to Martin Alice to say let you go more on this issue. Martin.
Yes, Mrs. Cole, thank you very much once again. The backbone of this government, one of them, educative platform where they give now education, and education gets one of the highest, let me say, subsidy where they put money where they put for education for enable, because President Bio believes so much in education, and a campaign message is about education. They want to see good and quality education. So, and we don't see the service delivery how education don't transform in this country for the past 3 to 4 years since the inception of this SFP government. We want to say kudos to them, and each and every Sierra Leonean is proud, and we're happy about the recent results them out there, both on the NPSC, Becker and WAS. It shows that there is rapid increase in passes, and also the number of peoples them where they enter for this exam don't be increased haywire compared to the past regime. We're happy for that also as a nation. Now a prospect, and it shows that we are gradually moving as a nation. And also a point, a hard step working minister, when Minister Senge, we all see how we don't transform the education system in the country. Is a nice one, and we really appreciate a tremendous effort we they do towards education in this country also. Not to talk about the passes where happen we see during the past government, we see also parents then be strained a lot for picking an access scratch card. Now they're talking about the MPFC and talking about the Becker, but now it don't become simple. Picking a neighbor, go buy scratch card and gain for access to your results. And then you pull for how many students and results you want for pull, which is cool. Now as a result of the hard work of Minister Senge, so now a plus to the government, and also that don't save huge amounts of money from parents then, because you take a look at, let me say 5,000 picking and seat exam, multiply that by 30,000 leons, when old money, 30 leon new money, you multiply and a huge amounts of money raised to billions. So and then also governments don't try a lot like for save that huge burden there from parents then. So now the picking them way past this WAS exam, don't them plenty a lot, and the university not able to accommodate all of them. Then they will get what we fact about it. That make government create an environment and make sure say them build out institutions them we will accommodate some of them students there also. So now that them picking there also don't apply for the various university of choices where them apply. due to the result to come out say a very excellent, a very good, which of course is good. And also some picking and know them they don't sit before when them they wait for this for me, so when they know so this current exam then sit. So now many talkings they go out say the picking some of them not merit the result we then get where that now other person your opinion. So man will say he work hard for them. Some man will say him they don't sit before. It's just that it can't be coincidence with this one as a result. Now they can say entrance exam, the various universities. It's good for the universities authorities them come out with this entrance exam. It's good. If me know for say like I go in for this exam, I know for say I will prove and I may result. I will for defender. No matter what, una come in prompt to una inform una not inform say today year exam for can sit. I go sit down because I know for say I well competent. Now me write for myself. I know for say this paper I able for defender. So we don't see the university don't create that platform. They don't open them up for students. Then let them go in for seats. This entrance exam, we see the massive failure at Njalambo University campus. We also see the massive failure also at Commerce. So we look out for FBC and also IPAM for see what will be the outcome. So the massive failure of these students and the one will say, is it that some of these students and they know then depends in spying? Is it that some of them not merit the results we then get? That then going for this entrance exam and some of this basic entrance exam we then going for. Now based on waiting some of them questions then we then go to SS1 so the worst we then see. From then now basic mathematics questions then give them basic English language just like say write letter writing and composition. Then we say write comprehension, write summary. So now basic things like for them picking and going like them fail massively with regards to that. I don't believe for say like now something really full from the university authority and try for deprive them students and they let them not enter into the university. But no, that's a very good step for the university. Make sure say like they create that platform the students they can sit the exam day for know how for test them students they know for safety then come in there while they go for deliver. That's good. And that does show currently like the results they will see when they come out, majority is very, very deplorable, very, very call for concern as a government and media appeal to parents them out there we get them picking them where they going for them basic exams there also. Let them make sure say them picking them able for study, let them monitor them students there also. Not only that depends on school notes, and they're picking them for able for do research. But nowadays you see most of the students then just take look with them phones them, focus on this internet, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. You don't forget about going to Google and doing research about basic subjects. You learn a lot of things in the internet. The internet gets a lot of advantage and disadvantages. It left to you how you apply yourself. It's able to help yourself. And I believe for say just as how the university authorities then they don't say now beginning for coming, students are for coming for this entrance exam. They don't give a date, 1 or 2 weeks been there. At least you're able for coming, they do a revision, 1 or 2 revise, meet 1 or 2 person who know something more than you. That person will be able to well brief you on basic things that way you know even know to think at it. But at least with them if you be able to write something. But it's just that the students them also don't feel laggard, they feel relaxed to themselves, taking as if like watching them get the merits and even though some of them quite aware and know for say the results we are get. Now subhanallah, Allah some man will say alhamdulillah. But which of course then quite well know for say like they now deserve the results we then get. Some of them just go in normal just because they want for go into university and go for the entrance exam. At the end of the day, they never meet to the threshold where the university put. So this is the problem. So with the call on government, let them make sure say they intervene into most of their students and they because frightening also. You know that some students they able for deliver. Just that some way it go in and enforce them, that fairness is the in now. So I believe for say if they get another platform, another way also they assess them. You can do one on just by the one-on-one interview where they can, and also I get problem with this interview where the university they can do apart from this entrance exam. We need see much of what is required of this interview. Me now a test of her because I know we call the university when I applied the last time ago. You know, me not feeling like an interview because me not for say I'm capable, but I'm not feeling like an interview. Where you go for interview for no waiting for ask that student, which they require request from that student. But some people don't say then just go ask me simple question. What is it now? Let me say example, something of such. It's not done. So I believe for say if they get a standard where they put in and know how for ask them to their questions then and get 1 or 2, you know, so they get 3 to 4 people then within that side where they interview. You come to this first person, you ask you question, another person ask you. Let me make sure say we set the standards then in there, just as how they don't do and now make sure say you get to go for entrance exam and also you go in for the interview. Who might tell you maybe you don't now you don't pass the entrance exam, you can go in for interview also you fail. So you see, so we they call on government and different institutions then within this country really create an enable environment for make sure state students then go in there for access then various course of choice. Let them create an enable environment for them, let them give them the platform. If they merit time, let them do, and the one that we don't merit time, let them come back and prepare themselves and see how far they go boost on the studies and make sure say they keep fit for the next one. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Martin Alice. Caller Robert, yes. I want to bring the same question to you again. Students, they don't sit at WAEC, now then they're going now for the university. And the beginning will sit WAEC, them, yes, then Boku and the passes are so great. Then what till the colleges and the universities then they accommodate, the beginning don't pass standing. What are your intake about this?
Mrs. Gold, I laugh because I remember those days. They say learning is better than silver and gold. We may not agree. I not agree today. I not agree tomorrow. So one can see that this learning is better than silver and gold. The president don't make free quality education. Now they don't do their best. Minister Shenge don't make the WAS don't be flexible. They begin and pass big numbers. But this beginning still they take as a learning is not better than silver and gold. So they still want gold learn. You see, we for your days we take as a learning is better with silver and gold, not than silver and gold. And learning we take really fully, but still we learn. So we not get the opportunity now forget the internet, they get the opportunity forget different modules they will be able to study for reach the height where we expect say the education will give them. But then there's a problem within the registration. The National Registration Office, we try to get an NIN and they call a National Identification Number, and the college. The National Identification Number for get them, you get for spend enough energy, enough time, and if you don't mind, you will spend some funding. You get for spend money for that get you National Identification Number. That's now one first. Then number two, you go with that National Identification Number, you don't get everything. Go pay in a bank, go everything you don't get them. You go to college. Some colleges they don't get a certain amount where they don't figure already. Say we they take 300 students, we take 200, we take 400. Imagine the thousands of students they will go take WAS exam. Then the colleges they don't take. Where na government institution where maybe the fee go look a little bit less. What's in left na private colleges. If the government colleges, the government institution they will take all them picking away it was. Then within the government they say towards these private institutions, them private colleges, them private universities, them within the government they talk to them about this picking away colleges them not going to take. That's now one big thing for us where the government will think about. If private college, if IPAM, Milti Magai, Jala, if they not take all them picking them, they're not able. Of course, it's impossible. They go for some of them, they go for private colleges. Them within the agreement or within the discussion between the government and these private universities. For let able to accommodate some of this speaking here. How much? Because the price when they call for a different from within government they call for a private college and private other places. So when you know come off an investor can invest in education, then at the tail end they will take the same amount like how private college they take. No, if you check the price for Lincoln Queen and you check the price for IPAM, not two different things. Because these are government institution, then you get the other when a private institution. So the government for lobby to this private institution, tell them, say, look now, the government will take all the students there. They all don't, majority of them don't get the passing mark for both na university and kids. But now if we not get accommodation for them all, some of them were left over. So when they come meet na private university, private colleges, waiting on a requirement. Government look into the requirements. No, this is too much. We people are also not get better money. We know say we economy there at a standstill. That's all for say. Yes, don't call things by their name. Sometimes when we try for drag, we fit in certain things there, they make it the worst. The economy there at a standstill. So let the government talk to the private universities, then the private entities their way, they do the education. Let them able complete the syllabus. In fact, not to the syllabus of itself, but the registration, the admission. Let them able complete that admission day before they go into any kind of thing for start education about this university level. If the private them they take a little bit more than the government or the national college, then they better. But when you go to a private college, a private university, now double. If you pay 10 million na FBC, when you go to any private college for go do university studies, you go pay 20. So now double, and some people don't everybody can afford that. So the government therefore look at that as another area for help tackle the problem inside education, especially for the university students. Then this NIN, this Office of National ID Card, I don't know if the government will pay attention today, but now so how do you call them? Then begin and go in Joblo Jabla, a Joblo Jabla, and one day. So if the government really want to act seriously to education, first of all, let them pay attention at the NIN office. Let them make sure they then begin to go for the NIN number as it's so necessary, because you need to go take O levels, we don't know what NIN number. So we do it that local way, that simple way. But today, now we they groom the one again. We get the NIN from universities. So I feel say the NIN not to a serious burden or not to something how for say something so very important that if you cannot get it, you don't go college. Then they make the process of admission say slow, and then before the time where you get the NIN, you go to say the college on floor. Before the time you get the money for go get your NIN and go get your college not there again. So all that thing that they make discrepancies, they delay they come into the movement for the people able to acquire the college where they want to attend. And if you watch, if they are in the local college tomorrow, what kind of future will get? What do youth then will be? Don't imagine they don't cheat them once already, and they strive their way for go to universities. Then for it at university now, you get shamble along the way, you get hiccups along the way. So finally some man look and say, well, to hell, they become a dropout. What did they be? As somebody a frustrated minded person, he thinks say a land book, but a book is not complete. Because of that, he don't go get work. So he begin to think all different negative things. He end up some side where me and me not go left for like end up. And at the tail end we go blame them. So if we want to we youth them for become a hard working force, for support the economy of this country, for support the country in diverse ways. Obviously the government therefore takes them, look into the office of the National Identity Card, the NIN office, look into the private colleges, the private universities, how they self to contribute to the education system in this country. Mrs. Bolatin, that's okay for for the educational background, especially the universities, the private universities, the government for look way, whether we will judge for them or judge with them how they go admit picking them, let the prices them, at least let them moderate, then they get where we will able to make things.
But measure you don't say that a private institution then. Not a government say support them.
Yes.
As with them college fees there, then they able for pay lecturers then.
Yes.
Yes. So you don't see.
You're right, but at least the government gets a problem for admit all of this them picking there will get a problem. So waiting will be the solution. This is not just one of the solutions that they suggest that government will look at the private sector and tell them say, yes, some say they do well in education. We don't say that you do business and you do business for profit.
Yes.
But at least you get to understand the situation of the country. For let you make the profit way, if it's not you forget at that time. Maybe there will be other time you will get more exorbitant profit than you want. But for now, we get economic crisis in the country, that's number one. Then number two, we don't can get picking away, but who will pass? Who side for puts the all? We don't let them along bench. No, we get for accommodate them somewhere. So the government gets a very big role for playing in that situation.
Oh, okay. Papa government, you know what you may just want to say? He said the passes them pan the WAEC is so great. And also they all go able for go to the universities and then colleges them. When a government they before panel colleges them, then universities then. And the private colleges then are private are people their own personal establishment. And then through the college fees when the students and they pay, and then they able for pay their own lecturer. Because government not they assist them. So then they call on government for fair way for them picking and go sit down back. Because when you don't get the hope say me I don't pass for the university for the year one now, you know they still at the road, they learn the book small. And not for sit up idle for they go class and come back, go class and come back. So government, when I say for know what now they do concerning the private colleges, if not for meet them and bargain with them, then they go be okay for with students them way. Yes, sir. Yeah. Go help them and then fees them now this college for help the lecturer for pay fees to the lecturers and other needs them where the colleges they face. Then they go be better for picking them tomorrow. So now I want to go into sports. I want to talk Rob more about the sporting activities where they're happening right now since the Premier League don't begin. Then also challenges then they will also get for no say one of the one that were there before for the sporting activity when a technical man lost his life on Sunday. Yes, and then it is so painful. Young ambition man go lost his life. So I want to work more small inside the sporting activity where they go on right now inside Freetown. Martin Alice say as soon as sports reporter, I want you rub more small on the sporting activities where they go on right now inside Freetown.
Thank you very much again, Mrs. Cole, for this platform, and I believe for say at least listeners out there will be happy with regards to some of the information they already get, because the media have power and the people and they look up to it for disseminating information there. So sports now like a religion, because majority of Syrians then they follow football, not only football, because we get close to 60 to 80 sporting disciplines we register with National Sports Authority in this country. But when you take a look at their sporting disciplines, then we get only less than 10 we very active. We talk about where they go participate out there, rather than them going out there for compete. Not for talk about football. We also maybe like we will try now for big compete, but not participate right now because of one or two reasons out there. During the weekend, it was a sad news for Sierra Leone's and sport loving fans, even if you know to sport loving fans, because this now a young and vibrant, hard-working man, when now being former team manager for Leone Star, when a Klansana, also now a technical staff for the Bo Rangers Football Club. They lost in life on the way where it be made way for go na Bo for go witness the final of the President Bill Trophy. Remember, a sportsman, somebody who gets passion for football in this country, somebody who don't give it all for football. So not only in local and international also, and he died actively in sport because he be making way for going at the Bo Coronation Field for go witness the final of President Bill Trophy, and this young man gets him died. So football families and different stakeholders, them, the WAFA, different bodies, them, clubs, them, don't pull out a press release, send a condolence message to the family and to we Sierra Leoneans also, because it's a great loss story. Because when you take a look at what Eric Lansana doing at this country, it don't create the enable environment. It also gets other people them when it meant to be very close to them, will also be the assistant help them towards the development of this game. But if Allah don't call them today, we not for question God. God get the reason why they call Eric Lansana. We all get the stage how we get for left. So we want to say sorry to the family out there. We stand by them at these trial times. In as much as the football family, we all demand this death here, so because now a sad one for the country, and also a lot they happen inside Sierra Leone football. For example, the Sierra Leone national team, when down in Leone Stars, been held with, was it for the past 1 month, we been get a friendly match. We play against South Africa. Salombe lost by 4-0. 2 friendly matches them. But we played DR Congo also. Salombe lost I think by 3 goals. We foresee that now be a bad one for we, and also that been tell on we ranking as Salombe been dropped drastically inside the FIFA rankings, and not been good for we as a nation, because government they pump huge amounts of money into them trips there so and not less than 5 billion, maybe like what they want for make up them trip there for go out there for them 2 friendly matches and also another friendly match also don't surface, but the authorities them out there not pull out the press releases, but we get the clue Salon for play against Algeria, and another unconfirmed one we Salon for play against Tanzania or Rwanda, with that yet to be confirmed, but Algeria it don't be confirmed already, though the SL say they contemplate for pull out the press release and John Kista, and that game therefore happen close to this week within the next 2 weeks. And up to now we don't see even release of players them who then invite, which is very very bad, because they know for the identity they need from the media. The people them out there they go like for know what's they happen within the sport, different sports and discipline. And football nothing we see they like so much. Let's say for example the Salon Premier League Day on the standby for start on the 18th. We are in this Premier League ball will be headed by Ali SQ when a lawyer. Now in the early past one, so also they appoint them also. Now this Premier League board they struggle for get funding for one the Premier League board. And Leone Stars they goes out in the past friendly matches them we perform poorly. We that tell on we ranking, we drop drastically. For the other countries them we Salon they far ahead in terms of playing the game, that they don't move far ahead of we. If we go in, though the friendly matches they're important because we're able to know who's player they perform well, who's player not on that like the olden days like now I can hold my phone and search on the internet. I check for Mohamed Bouyaksou. I go know the time where he don't play for, how many minutes he don't play for, and how he perform very well. So personally you can't tell you say you call this player so I didn't call, but no, when they call on the FA, let them make sure say they release the names of the players the more they don't invite already, and also we call on the government. Government don't pledge for support the Premier League board, but we'll not see nothing like that coming. Those speculations, the Premier League in start one, it in the doubt, because out of 18 Premier League clubs they wait for participating. So this year's Salon Premier Leagues, because now they 15, 3 teams they made their way, or they will make the playoff. So you don't increase them to 3, where you don't go 18. That 15 will be default now be a burden. Clubs they not get money even for run them leagues, for run them Premier Leagues clubs then. Not to talk about whether they don't add another set of 3. Past governments come into the aid. So if Leon Star can't take up this bench or like for go in for this friendly match, rather than government follow use that money they give them to the Premier League board, which is training right now for money. Despite government don't play it, but that money don't come in. Leon Stars keep don't come now. Then they can do a very fast and make sure they go. And now taxpayers' money. We don't go for them for go participate into the tournament. Then they for make sure say we FIFA ranking improve so that Sierra Leoneans out there will be happy. So that the players then go able to play into different tournaments them out there because it depends to how you rank in there. Now so Sierra Leone player go get access for go play in England. You can find out say why is it that Salon player need to play the English Premier League because of the ranking. Because if the ranking they far above, you need to get chance for play into them big top leagues then they. So when they call on the FA, let them make sure say then create the enable environment just as how they do. And for governments, huge amounts of people get for make them way for go pan this friendly match get for operate Algeria. Algeria and a household name in football. We see we be there with them inside the same group past AFCON. We see Leo starting get a draw with them. Where that's gonna be a good one for we. And they the pundits and begin for so if Salon team can host Algeria to a 0-0 draw, that means these guys are here for something. And that was the first time for over 25 years Salon made their way into the African Nations Cup. And we didn't get the opportunity. We go out there, we perform very well. That might be a good one. And I believe for say that's one of the reasons why make the Algeria authorities then they say okay well they one there the whole play we doing the Nations Cup. I believe for say they get team. So then we play them back. But if government they pump in huge amounts of money like this, then they can't go out. And when you take a look at the authorities, they will get for made their way into that list. Then plenty, maybe they will get close to 15 to 20 sport officials them where they made their way, and then all they go there, then all they get for them. And our government money, what about them money? Then they don't go cut down the list, names and list of officials that where then they go and put them money there into the Premier League board. Though not a government take responsibility for giving money to Premier League board because the board supposed to seek out for sponsors. But how the board will able to meet for seek out for sponsors when the credibility over the years the trust don't be lost into the Salon football because of 1 or 2 reasons where they happen into the game and you're not even good for we. But if now this government don't come in the aid, President Bill close let me say when Emmanuel Safa Abdullah ASQ being run the Premier League, what is 2018 to 19, it's close to $500,000 the government pumping, close to 60 billion euros. That is huge amounts of money. This government don't pump huge amounts of money in sport for system sports develop. And we see during the days of Emmanuel Safa Abdullah how that creates job for different players then. So don't be the fool. If you watch Eastern Lions, Mighty Blackpool, you go to the stadium. This time that might be my first time for see Sheikha Stevens Stadium. It full into capacity and the fans can be there outside and so many. For then you watch a local league. And at the end of the day, they rate we as Sierra Leone League, now one of the most watched league inside Africa. So that tells you the impact so that's creating to the game. Now, as a result of where governments coming and pumping their money then they. So we they call on their authorities then they. Now the Premier League board is struggle. Money no day. Now the government will come pump this money also for put them into Leon Stars for can make way and sleep. Would they work for result? The people this is not taxpayers' money because 1% result, Leon Stars no can take up with sleep, yet still will not get no release of players. Yet still the FA no release the results it. So what is going on? You go be for access of the question. What is going on? Because different leagues in the play. We take a look at everything that happened also in Kofa. Where they get huge jam packed of crowds where they go there. And today also, now a nice one we go see inside the round of 16. We go see a very tense 2 arch rivals. Then we go meet up when the Bambraton community go take on Fullerton community. Now the Center 1 Football Association. Kofa over the years don't create a platform because there was a time in this country during the days of Madam Aisha Johansson as president of the FA, we are in the Premier League not in the play. Because the clubs then be sit down, then they participate into Madam Aisha Johansson in the league where they call, they not be participate. So Leon Star in the peak team based on Kofa League because Kofa League been so active and different players they made their way there in the playing in football and career. That coaches then they go there and go I mark players and put them in for going for the national team. So we they call on government and they make sure say they come in, they accept Kofa League, they start with the resume today, they continue also. So I will stop here, Mrs. Cole.
Yes, Martin, I want to give family your last word.
Fambulem, I want to say plenty thank you to Una out there for watch we. They appeal to Una all sport loving fans that will make sure so we go to the Kofa playing field today and watch a very fantastic match between Bambraton and Fullerton community.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Alice is safe for waiting with me inside the program today. Well, now I will turn to Claudia Robert when he said what give Fambulem instead your last word.
Well, I want just one. Before I give the last word, I just help one sentence for waiting. Martin Alice, we see who player they can go abroad, then disappear. not to play. I cannot say family no understand it, but at least say because funding not there, support not there, nothing not there. The person will try all the level best. He give people the money up to their pocket side, can go play for your style, can go out. But when you go out or something before for go out, self no problem. So at the end of the day, what they do? As they reach America, as they reach England, as they reach Egypt, Algeria, and they disappear. For come back, they empty plane, they come back. So you know that always that is going to family. Don't pay attention. Festive season we can't do so. We pay attention to election we can't do so. We own comportment self, it will help we self. Now we self for comport well to we self first before others they accept we with respect and say this people not correct people in a salon. So the best thing, let us seek for peace, let us seek for love, joy and harmony all throughout the festive season and as well as the coming election. So finally we will get a free, fair and peaceful election and same way so the festive season. So family, me again, Claudia Taylor Roberts. They just see one fish short, and I wish you all a pleasant good day. Thank you, Mrs. Cole.
Thank you very much for when you join me today inside the program. Myself, I talk to government for put modalities in place, especially the school issue, the colleges back, the students may go fair way for me the beginning before enter into college and university, and also for give support to the sport activities that when they happen inside the country, for push the country go before, and also for help the youths away get so much passion in sport, so let's go for showcase their own talent and put Salone on the map. Me will bring the program come to Una today. Me your name is Sia and Isakol. Tata.
Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home contents, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.